So this is from Zambia reports. Motorists who failed to stop and render assistance after an accident to be dealt with firmly. I do agree with this, but I do have a few concerns because it's like a lot of people. Okay, I understand the frustration for people that take videos instead of helping the person, but sometimes in certain situations, I can understand why someone would not prefer to help because they have to outline this very, very, like they have to be very specific instances and certain guidelines because there are unfortunate moments. Because let's say, for example, you help someone out of the vehicle, then unfortunately, maybe you might not know the condition of the person that you're helping, or maybe it's a situation they may have had some previous injury, and when you're helping them, maybe something worse happens to them. Maybe they start bleeding or any of that stuff, and then they pass on. And then there are people in the crowd watching that happen. That's a very risky situation. So I want to, because they have to outline if maybe the person that tries to help, in the case of helping the person that's been in the accident, is there going to be like say for some allowance or maybe less harsher sentences or anything? Because I could understand want to know vote, and especially in terms of by mob justice. And that's another thing I want them to put more harsher punishments on. Someone is involved in an accident. Instead of helping the person, you go and beat the person. And to make matters worse, you even go to the extent of stealing what's in that person's vehicle. I saw an accident where a car was hit by a train. And that person immediately, like the train hit the car, then it stopped moving. He left, he went out, he opened the door and he started running. Because that's what happens in Zambia. They'll beat the person that's involved in the accident. I really wish there were more harsh on those. But this one I can understand from both sides. Because even me too, I would be very scared to help. Because you may never know what someone may be sick of and then they're in an accident. So now just imagine you're trying to help someone and they die in your hands. Oof. It might sound something simple, but these things can be very complicated. Because let's say, because even in other cases whereby someone is involved in an accident, then there's mob justice. Trust me, you can't help whether you like it or not because they'll assume you're together and they might beat you together. But otherwise, I don't want this to be just a statement. I want to see the guidelines that they give. If there will be, let's say, so you try to help the person and they die in your hands. Maybe they give certain recommendations on that, and they just they just polish it up a bit. It's a good initiative, yes, but I just want them to polish it up a bit because we want to know the specifics. Because for me, I'm very scared to help someone that's been in an accident and unfortunately they pass on in my hands. So would they give me mercy or something like that? It's a short video, but that's just something that I want them to just further elaborate on. Otherwise, peace.